Hello, welcome to the kitchen. I am going to walk you through making one of my very favorite quick bring to a gathering and just have ready before dinner treats, and it's homemade salsa. It's so versatile. When we moved in this house 7 years ago, I had a 6-week-old. And so one of my best friends from college came down from Texas and spent some time with me, helping me get settled and unpacking everything and just helping me make this house my home, especially being in that newborn cloud, you know? And I remember her making this salsa for me multiple times. It was the middle of summer. We were hanging out by the pool. And so every time I make this recipe, it reminds me of her, which is one of my favorite things about recipes, is that it just ties us back to beautiful memories and moments in our life. And so that's such a gift. Food can be such a gift that way. I think that's the Louisianian in me who is like, food can be such a gift in that way, but it's true. So salsa, super versatile recipe, and I'll tell you why, but this is something that you should have in your back pocket for sure. And if you're watching this video, I hope you have somewhere to go or people to have over to your house soon, because you're gonna wanna make this and share it with them. Everybody who eats this recipe loves it. You can make it more spicy for people who would be more tolerable to spice and like things spicier, and you can make it more mild. If you're making it for children or young people, unless they're Cajuns like mine, then you just make spicy for everybody. So it starts with just basic diced tomatoes. This is just organic diced tomatoes from Costco, but you could also do like the diced tomato with green chili situation in there, and it would be great too. I personally will do just diced tomatoes because I often have a lot of those on hand, and then I'll add a can of diced green chilies. Or with my pepper and tomato crop last summer and fall, I made a bunch of cans. I pressure canned a bunch of cans of tomatoes and jalapenos. So I'll add a can of my organic diced tomatoes, and then I'll add this tomatoes and jalapenos that I canned myself. You can also add just a jalapeno. And so I'll add just a jalapeno today too to that. Contrary to popular belief, it's not the seeds that make the jalapeno spicy. It's the rib, like these ribs inside, ribbing. I don't know what the official word is for it. We'll call it ribbing today. Those are what make it spicy. So if you want to maintain some of your spice in your jalapeno, just make sure that you are including some of those ribs. So you learn something new every day, right? If you didn't know that already. I just add it all to a blender. This is a Ninja blender. Any blender that's like a cyclonic blender seems to work really well for these types of ingredients, especially with like the leafy cilantro. We'll get to that in a second. So the main recipe is 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 14.5 or 15 ounce cans. So like I said, I'm actually just going to do 1 can of the tomatoes today. And then I'm gonna do 1 of those cans of the tomatoes and jalapenos that I pressure canned last summer. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. Okay, I'm gonna toss those jalapenos in there. And you know what, just for funsies, I'm gonna toss some of the ribbing too, just cause we ain't no sissies. To that, I'm also going to add a clove of garlic. Those are kind of rookie numbers, so we're gonna pump that up and we're gonna like just have fun with it and just put in what our heart desires. So we might do like 1, 2, 3 cloves of garlic. That's fun. Okay, I'm then going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I don't need the measuring cup for that because I have it in a grinder. Measuring spoon. So about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. How do we estimate this in a grinder, y'all? Are we just ballpark grinding? I feel like that's what I do. It's like you just live vicariously through the grinder. And then it's a tablespoon of lemon juice. You could do fresh. I love the Santa Rosa. Santa Cruz. I love the Santa Cruz brand of lemon juice. And then red wine vinegar. You're also gonna do a tablespoon of that. I just want y'all to know, I never use measuring spoons, but I'm doing it for y'all today. I did it once upon a time when I made the recipe where I wrote it down, but not something I normally do. So sometimes it tastes a little bit different every time, but you know, if you want to really keep it consistent, then use measuring spoons and stop trying to be a rebel like me. So I use a whole bunch of cilantro. A bunch as in like what we purchase at the store when it comes in a bundle. Love growing cilantro, however, it wants to go to seed and bolt here, like as soon as I plant it, even if I plant it in the shade. So I've grown it before and then ground it down in a blender with olive oil and frozen it in cubes, and I've used that in here in the winter months or the heat of the summer months when I don't have fresh cilantro. Or you can buy cilantro at your store too. But just letting you know, if you do grow cilantro, how to create some longevity with that for your recipes. I'm just gonna like twist the bottom off a little bit from where it was sitting in the water. And then I'm just gonna stuff all of that in there. Okay, this looks great. And now we blend. Okay, welcome to everybody's favorite room in the house is the pantry, working pantry, which I love because I get to have all my appliances out here. So, I'm just gonna add this to the blender and I will puree it. Sometimes the cilantro wants to get like wrapped around. It didn't that time. The cilantro will want to get wrapped around the blender, the blades in the middle. And so I'll have to untie it and re-puree it, but it didn't that time. Yay. I'm gonna give it a taste. Tastes great. Okay. This salsa is legitimately delicious. I really hope you all choose to make it. So I'll double the batch if I'm going to like a backyard picnic or a poolside party, and it'll almost feel a half-gallon mason jar. But I just did one batch today. I'm just headed to Sunday dinner at my parents' house, and so I'll bring this for us to enjoy after we eat lunch or as an appetizer. My favorite things to eat it with are the Siete lime chips, or I actually really like the Boulder Canyon ones too. These are made with avocado oil. These are grain-free. These Siete are. So just my personal preference, but they're great with any tortilla chip. I will post the recipe in the caption here, but just know it's absolutely delicious, extremely versatile. You can spice it up or spice it down depending on what your family loves, where you're going, what that crowd is. Just read the room, decide the spice level, and then make sure you bring the recipe with you wherever you go because everybody will be asking you for it. You're welcome. But make sure that you let me know over on Instagram if you've made the salsa and if you love it, because I know you will. So thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. I'm so excited to get this into your hands before the spring and summer months, and I hope that you enjoy. See you guys again soon.